Hello everyone, welcome back to the next video in Azure Data Factory playlist. So today we are going to learn about how we can able to connect to our Azure Data Lake Gen2 and we can able to move our files from Azure Data Lake Gen2 to Azure Blob Storage with the help of copy activity in Azure Data Factory pipelines. We can able to connect the Azure Data Lake Gen2 or Azure Blob Storage with the help of linked services. So there are different kinds of authentication type available for those linked services. We have in our previous video we have learned about how we can able to connect to the blob storages or Azure Data Lake Gen2 with the help of access key authentication. So today we are going to learn about how we can able to connect or establish a connection string with the help of system assigned managed identity. So if you haven't seen the previous videos of this playlist, I highly recommend you to watch all the videos so you can understand this video better. So let us get into the video. So let me give a basic overview of Azure Blob Storage and ADLS Gen2. So both the Blob and ADLS Gen2 are a storage service provided by Azure, where you can able to store and retrieve or read your data for your business needs. It is highly scalable, so you can able to scale it up and or down based on your needs, and it is highly secure for you to store those files. It can able to store structured, unstructured and semi-structured files. You can also store your streaming data in Azure Blob or ADLS Gen2 accounts. So a blob storage is basically a file format storage where you can able to store the data as it is, and ADLS Gen2 will allows you to store the data in a hierarchical format. So you can create directories and subdirectories for your file storage, and ADLS Gen2 is a highly available for your big data analytics. So you can able to use your ADLS Gen2 account to handle big data analytics and streaming data. So some of the key features of these storage accounts in Azure are it has a high security. So Azure will maintain all the securities for your storage account. So your data will be securely stored and retrieved through internet, and it has various access tiers, like you can able to store the data which are frequently accessed by the users in a hot tier, and it allows you to read the data with a low latency, and it has a high throughput. So you can able to store the log files or not frequently accessed data in cool tiers, where the cost is actually lower than the hotter any other tiers. So we have also backup and recovery format for your data. So Azure will maintain the backup for your data based on the RLS or GLS provided by you. So the data stored in the storage accounts will be distributed in multiple geographical areas, so it will be easily recovered whenever changes in your data or any critical things happens. So these are some of the key features of the storage accounts for your data. So let us see a common use case which we are going to execute today. So we have Azure Data Lake Gen2, where we have loaded a Excel file. So we have used this Azure Data Lake Gen2 in our previous scenario. So we are going to take the same file from the ADLS Gen2 account, and we are going to move it to Azure Blob Storage as a JSON file. So we are going to use Azure Data Factory copy activity pipeline. So in this copy activity, we are going to create a linked service and datasets. For this linked service, we are going to use the system assigned managed identity authentication kind to connect to the Azure Data Lake Gen2 or Blob Storage. So we are going to move the Excel file using the copy activity to the Blob Storage. So let us walk through how we can able to create a linked service or a dataset to perform the copy activity. So to create a linked service for your Blob Storage or Azure Data Lake Gen2 account, first you need the endpoint of the storage account, and then you need to assign the system assigned managed identity. You need to enable the system assigned managed identity for your Azure Data Factory that you are going to perform the copy activity, and you need to assign the particular identity in your Blob Storage for a certain role with a certain role access. So we are going to create datasets with containers or with containers and path, or with a container path and the file name. So let us see the live demo from Azure Portal. So let us get into that. So here I have connected inside the Azure Portal. So here we can find the Azure Data Factory available for us, which we have created in our previous videos. So let me click into this resource, and in this you can able to see under the settings you can see the managed identities available for us. You can just click on this managed identity. So under this managed identity you need to toggle on this status. So this actually allows this Azure Data Factory to use the system assigned managed identity. So if it is in off, you need to on the system assigned managed identity for your data factory that you are going to perform the copy activity. So once you have on the access, you need to save the changes, and then you can use the system assigned managed identity in your data pipelines. Let us just click on this launch studio, and again you need to assign the particular data factory to the storage account to use this access control. So just get into the blob storage account service that we have created in our previous video. So under this blob storage you can able to see the access control available for us, where you can actually provide access for this blob storage to a particular member or a group of members. So you can able to provide access based on the role assignments. So there are many rules available for us in the blob storage or a ADLS Gen2 accounts. So typically they are readers, writers, contributors, member, or admin access. So the admin access is the highest level of privilege, where you can able to create containers and delete a container. The contributor can able to read, write, and delete the files inside any containers. So a reader is typically able to only see what are the files available in the containers, and as well as the writer can able to write the files. So these are some of the roles available for us. You can just to assign a role, you can able to click the add and add role assignment. You need to click on this role assignment. So you can search for the particular role that you are going to assign to the person or a group of person. So here I am going to search for storage blob data read contributor. So let me click on this storage blob data contributor. So this role will allows the user to read, write, and delete the files that are under the blob storage. So let me go to the members tab. In this members tab you can see the selected role is Azure Blob Data Contributor. Here you can able to allow the access for the user or a group or a service principal. Also you can able to assign the role for a managed identity. So if you need to allow for certain person, you can just click on this select members, and you can able to enter the email ID of the person, and you can just add those members. But you need to remember the member must be in the same directory of your subscription. So you can just click on this managed identity to use this role assignment for the managed identity that we have created. So here you need to click on select members, and once you click on this managed identity, it will list the subscription for you, and under this you need to select the managed identity, where I am going to select the data factory. So I am going to provide the access for the data factory. So this will list all the data factory available for you. You can able to search the data factory by its name. Let me click on this Azure Data Factory, and then let me click select. So once I click select, it will be added under the members. So I am going to assign the contributor role for this particular Azure Data Factory. Let me click review and assign, and let us assign the role for this Azure Data Factory. So once you have assigned your role, you can find the role under this role assignments, or you can able to find what are the roles that you have assigned to this blob storage. So here you can see I have assigned only one role, which is blob storage contributor for this particular data factory. So now we are good to create the linked service with the system assigned manager identity authentication. So let us get into the data factory resource, click on launch studio. So now we are under the Azure Data Factory portal. So here you can see the frequently accessed files. So in our previous video we have created two linked services and two datasets to perform the copy activity from Azure Data Gen2 to Azure Blob Storage with the help of access key authentication. So first let me get into this manage tab. So in this you can see two linked services that we have created earlier. So one is for the Azure Data Gen2 and one is for the Azure Blob Storage. So today we can use the same linked service for this ADLS Gen2 account, which is the source of our copy activity. So quickly let us just create a new pipeline. So under this pipelines you can see all the list of pipelines that you have created. This is the pipeline which we have created earlier in our previous video. So let me just click on new pipeline. And inside this let me just provide the name for my pipeline, where I can provide as ADLS to blob copy as JSON format. So let me provide as JSON. So here let me drop down this move and transform and get this copy data activity inside the canvas. So you just need to drag this and drop to the canvas. So here you can find the configurations. Here you can provide the name for your copy activity. So let me provide as copy Excel from ADLS to blob JSON. So in this source you can able to select the Excel file which is available in the Azure Data Gen2. So let me open this dataset which we have created already in our previous videos. Let me explain this dataset. You can open the linked service. So in this linked service we have provided a name for the linked service, and we have used the Azure Auto Resolve Integration Runtime because this is an Azure resource, and we have used the access key authentication to connect to this ADLS Gen2. So we have entered manually the storage account name along with the storage account key. So let me just click on test connection. So the test connection succeeded. So we can also create the system assigned managed identity for this ADLS Gen2 account as well. So you can see we have the system assigned managed identity authentication available for us. So for this you need to first enable the managed identity in your data factory, and you need to assign the role for the ADLS Gen2 account as well. So you can just cancel this, and we are going to browse the file. So we have the sample container. Under that we have a demo folder. Inside this we have the test.xl file. So we have already configured this link dataset. So just let me go to the sync. You can able to create another new dataset for us. Let me select blob storage. Let me click continue. Let me select the JSON format for my dataset. Click continue, and let me provide a name for this dataset, ds underscore blob JSON, and then we need to create a new link service for this with the system assigned managed identity. Let me provide us ls underscore blob json, and we need to select the runtime. So we can select the auto resolve integration runtime. So this is a cloud storage, and in this authentication type, let me click on system assigned managed identity. Can able to select the storage account from here itself. So we can, if the blob storage is not available under your subscription, you just need to select, enter the details manually, where you just need to enter the endpoint of the storage account, which you can find in this storage account service. You can just get down to the settings, where you can find the endpoints available for you in this storage accounts. You can just click on this endpoints, where you can find the primary endpoint for your storage account. Just copy this and paste it here, and you need to select the kind of storage account. So this is a blob storage. Let me click on this blob storage and let me test connection. So now the test connection is succeeded. So let me create this linked service. So once I have created this linked service, let me browse and select this sample container and click on OK. So let me click on none and click OK. So we have configured the source and sink for our dataset. So we have the copy activity. We are going to perform the copy from the source to the destination. So let me validate this. So there is no validation error. So we can just debug the pipeline. Just refresh this. So now you can click on this eye icon, and you can see we have moved the data from Azure ADLS Gen2 to the Azure Blob Storage. So you can able to see we have read one file and written one file. So we have 10 rows in the files, written as a 10 row. So you can clearly see that we have 9.24 KB of data as it is as Excel file. So we have written as a JSON format, which is of 715 bytes. So just click on this and let us verify whether the file has been moved. So let me go to the containers and go to this sample container. Inside this sample container, we can see the JSON file is available for us. Let me just click on this. And let me click on this edit. So I can see the data has been loaded as a JSON format for me inside this container. So we can able to provide the name for the file as well. So in this sink, can able to provide the name for your JSON file. You can just type test.json. So thereby you can able to create the files of your desired names. So you can just, once you can provide the name, you can able to run the pipeline. Let me publish the changes. So I hope you have understood how we can able to use the system assign managed identity to connect to our blob or blob or ADLS Gen2 account. So if you find this video is helpful, please like and share with your friends. Please subscribe to the channel. Thank you for watching.